Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening from Manila, Philippines. Just wanted to make this video real quick. So I generally post my videos about a month after I film it. I upload it to YouTube. So generally there's about a month, but I just wanted to post this or record this video and then post it earlier because yeah, I just wanted to talk about it and get it out of my system. But so yeah, I made a video. You guys will see it later about getting extorted by the police here. So just briefly, I'll just go through that briefly because I made another video about it. But I was smoking my vape out on the streets, and then the police approached me, and I eventually learned that is illegal here. I had no idea because I saw a bunch of locals using their vape on the streets outside, but it is the law that you cannot smoke your vape on the streets, and there's designated areas to smoke. But long story short, they ended up taking, I believe it was 1,000 pesos. Was it 1,000 or 2? I think it was 1,000 pesos. And they were saying like it's like a 6,000 peso fine if I actually got the ticket and stuff. But anyways, there was another incident that happened just like maybe about an hour ago. I was walking on the streets. It was about, at that time, it was probably like around 8 p.m. And I got surrounded by 3 young guys, and they were like reaching into my pockets and shit. They were basically pickpockets. They got 25 pesos out of me. And luckily they didn't get my phone. That's what I was most worried about. I was smart enough to leave everything I didn't need at the hotel. I took out all my credit cards, only took enough cash to, or just enough, no, I'm sorry, a little more than enough cash to pay for my food. And after I got my food, I was walking outside, and then these 3 guys surrounded me, and they kept reaching into my pockets. I made sure like my hand was covering my pocket with the phone in it, but my other pocket had some change in it, and they were able to get 25 pesos out of me. So yeah, basically those incidents have made me like pretty paranoid about walking around outside. So I gotta be worried about the police and the citizens. I mean, I wasn't too worried about any violence going down or anything, but man, and I wasn't, yeah, like I said, like I wasn't too afraid of like my physical well-being or anything like that. Maybe I should have been. But it was going through my mind like, man, should I physically defend myself? Like those 3 guys were quite small. I'm sure I could have defended myself against them, but they could have had a knife or anything. I mean, guns are pretty common in this country. I doubt they had a gun. If they could afford a gun, they probably not trying to pickpocket you for 25 pesos. But they could have easily had a knife. And if I get into a violent altercation here, I would have to deal with the police again. So yeah, just like paranoid about all that, and it just makes me not want to like even leave my hotel at all. Like I don't think I'm gonna be walking around at night alone anymore. I'll just pay like the extra money to just have the food delivered. But it made me think about a lot of these videos on YouTube. They purposely go to very dangerous places, and the place I'm at is not even considered a very dangerous place in the Philippines. I'm in Makati city, and it's supposed to be one of the safer places. But even here, when you walk out, you'll see like poverty, like people just sleeping on the streets and begging and stuff like that. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the other YouTubers that purposely go to dangerous cities, and they're not all bad, and it is fun for me to watch those videos in the safety of my home and stuff. But I feel like some of them, not all of them, but some of them give you like this like false sense of security. You know what I mean? Like, just because nothing happened to them that day doesn't mean like it can't happen to anybody else. You know what I mean? So there are I would say most YouTubers are responsible about that kind of stuff. Like they'll say themselves like, "Oh, nothing happened to me, but this is a dangerous place and you should be on your toes and really try to do everything you can to keep yourself safe." But then some people like they kind of make it out to be like safe. Oh, like everybody else misunderstood, and like it's not what everybody thinks. And I also do believe you shouldn't believe everything on the internet. And my story is just my story. Like it's not gonna happen to everybody or anything like that. But yeah, like and I did hear stories about the Philippines, like how everybody has guns. Everybody doesn't have guns, but they are out there. And but more common than that, there's definitely pickpockets out here. It happened to me. I guess like it didn't look like those guys or kids, I don't know. They look pretty young. It didn't look like they were targeting any local people. So if you're a foreigner visiting, you'll definitely stand out. I also believe like I stood out because I'm with the situation with the police. I also believe I stood out because yeah, I obviously look like I'm not from here. So yeah, I didn't plan out what I was gonna say. Like this just happened like not too long ago, and yeah, like I said, they only got 25 pesos, so in like practical terms, like not much happened. So in total, I got 1,025 pesos taken from me. At the end of the day, like 1,000 pesos is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, nothing violent happened to me, but it just messed with my peace of mind. You know what I mean? Like it made me like not enjoy other parts of this country, which is there's a lot of amazing stuff here. Like I'm not gonna lie, like it's not all bad. No place is all bad, no matter where you go. But I've met really cool people here. The majority of the people I met were awesome. Like when I go to jiu-jitsu and like people that I dated and stuff like that, it was all they're all awesome. And I do believe the majority of the people are good people. But it only takes one incident to like ruin everything, you know what I mean? Not that like it ruined everything for me, but now for the rest of my trip, I still have like 2 more weeks here. And yeah, like generally I don't post it up like immediately because I kind of don't want people to know where I'm at like at that exact moment. But yeah, just that paranoia about stepping outside. I don't think how I feel right now is I don't think I ever want to come back to this country again. So I came to this country 10 years ago as well. It was a different city. I went to Cebu, and like even there I had an incident of people trying to pickpocket me. It was during the Sinulog festival where everybody was like jam packed together, and I had heard about the pickpockets there, so I kept my hands in my pockets the entire time, and I felt a bunch of hands going into my pockets, and I was just gripping my phone real hard. I didn't have anything else because I believe even at that time my phone was also my wallet. Like the cover of my phone is a wallet, so I had everything right there. So I was just gripping that super tight. The other pocket had like nothing important in it, maybe some change or something. But yeah, even at that time, I felt a bunch of hands going in. And so this incident, like how they did it was they surrounded me. The guy in front of me had his hand out, like, give me some money, give me some money. And then the guy behind me was the one that kept trying to reach for my phone, man. Like I was like, I had food in my hand because I had just picked it up for takeaway, and I was just like blocking the hole of the pockets. And yeah, I felt him reaching for it multiple times, and then they followed me for like almost a block. And I just so like one of them he quit, like he stopped following me pretty early on, and then two of them kept following me. One guy, he kept, like after like half a block, he kept waving the other guy off, like, hey, I don't know, let's just move on to the next target or whatever. But one guy kept following me, and I was like more than scared, I started getting angry, and I was just like, but I kept it kept going through my head, like, man, if I mess with these fools, like, my guess is that the police would not have my back. I'm not from here. So like I don't want to get into any kind of like altercation in a foreign country. Like even if it costs me a little money, like I'd rather like lose that little amount of money than have to, like, I don't know, defend my honor or whatever, and like try to keep what's mine, but then end up in like a worse situation. But yeah, well, I don't want to say I wasn't scared. I was scared because he kept following me, and I had to turn the corner, and then on that street is very quiet. So I was like, if they're gonna do something, they could definitely handle it right there without anybody seeing. So that part was a little scary. And then I was like, man, maybe they have a knife or whatever. But if they didn't have a knife, I'm really positive I could have handled all three of them. But yeah, I'm not trying to brag or anything. They were really small, and yeah, I didn't feel much of a threat from them. Yeah, I'm not trying to say I'm not a tough guy. I'm not trying to brag or anything. Anyways, even if I was a tough guy, like I wouldn't want like anything to happen here. I don't want the police to get involved with anything I'm doing. So yeah, sorry, I'm like, I didn't plan any of this, and it just happened. So I'm still kind of a little bit shook, a little bit angry, and a little bit worried about how the rest of my trip is gonna go. Like, I don't want to pay money to go somewhere and then have to worry while I'm there. You know what I mean? There's places on this earth where that's cheaper than here, safer than here, and like I know that I could have peace of mind. Like, I love Thailand, and even in Thailand, I got extorted by the police for it involved I was smoking a cigarette, and then I threw it on the ground. It was outside of a bar or a club or a restaurant or something like that. I forgot. Anyways, there were several people outside, but I was the only foreigner, and they were all throwing their cigarette butts on the floor. They didn't have an ashtray out there. But then I walked like about a block away, and suddenly this a cop on a motorbike pulled up to me, and that story's kind of funny actually. he asked for the equivalent of 50 US dollars from me. He like showed me this like laminated card that said or throwing your cigarette butt on the ground is illegal and there's a fine of $50. And I was like, I only have $10. And then he was like, all right, give me the $10. And I was like, oh, but I still need to eat and take the MRT back to the hotel, which was true. And then he was like, give me $5. So I gave him $5 and it was over. But even with that, like, all the time I spent in Thailand, which is quite some time, nobody has ever attempted to pickpocket me. Nobody has mugged me. I never felt like any threat of violence or like, not just violence, but like any threat of people messing with me. I never felt that at all. But in the Philippines, this is the second city where people, well, this time they were successful in pickpocketing me. They got 25 pesos. Last time they weren't successful, but there were multiple attempts. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I don't know. I didn't have anyone to really talk to about it at this time. I just wanted to let it out. So yeah, if anybody is thinking about coming to the Philippines, if you want to come here, you definitely should. Just know that, like, there are certain precautions you have to take here that you wouldn't have to take in many other places. So when you go outside, don't take more money than you need. If you can leave your phone at the hotel, like if you don't need like Google Maps or whatever, like if you don't need your phone, do not take your phone out. Just leave it in the hotel. Just take just enough money for whatever you're trying to do. Try to avoid walking, which, man, that's like one of my favorite things to do when I visit a new city. Like, I love walking around, seeing the people, seeing the buildings, like the architecture and stuff like that, just exploring. That's like one of my favorite things to do. And like, man, these incidents just make me not want to do it here, which sucks, you know? Like, there's so many like awesome parts of the city, and there's so many parts that I haven't seen yet, you know? Like, just yeah, just like one incident like that could just like ruin your whole time, you know? Like I'm still gonna do it. I still have 2 weeks left here. I still want to explore places, and I'm going to. But it just sucks that I have to have that in my head, like, oh, at any point, like someone could try to pickpocket me, or like my fear might make me have to spend more money. For example, like, instead of walking, I'll either like order the food, or I'll take a taxi to my destination. Because like if you come to the Philippines, it's very common for businesses to have armed guards outside. And like, I'm not just talking about like a handgun. Like, these guys are carrying rifles and shotguns and stuff, like big old intimidating guns. That's another thing I don't really like about this country is like, because these stores require armed guards with assault rifles or shotguns, like, it kind of intimidates me from going in there. Like, I'm not going in there to rob them or cause any trouble, but like, it makes me not want to go in there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if other people know how I feel, but like, just the fact that the security guard with the big ass gun is standing in front of the door, like, makes me not want to go in. Like, I don't want them to like have like any inkling that I want to cause trouble. And nothing like that happened though, you know? Like, I don't think any security guard looked at me and was like, oh, this is the guy that's gonna cause trouble, or like, watch out for this guy specifically. Like, I don't think that's ever happened. But it's still intimidating. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to pay money to go somewhere, pay like expensive flight tickets, the hotel stay, and then like not be comfortable enough to like walk around and do what I want to do. And like I've been blessed. I grew up middle class, and I had the education and opportunity to work towards my dream, which was to like have remote income and travel the world. So I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, I'm not a rich man. Like I make I think the last time I checked, my income was poverty level for America, or below poverty level for America, or it might have been California. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm under the poverty level with my income. So I'm not a rich guy, but I still have the opportunity to do what I'm doing, travel around and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that gives me the choice to like go to not wherever I want to go to, but like there's multiple options for me. And like I mentioned, Thailand, it's cheaper than here. It's cheaper to go there. Like the flights, hotels are cheaper, food is cheaper, and I felt a lot safer there than I do here. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video. I guess it wasn't that quick of a video, but yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I'm gonna be uploading this real soon. So so yeah, if anybody else has a comment about it, or advice, or they want to talk about their own experience, yeah, just write it down in the comments. And yeah, the next video will be back to the rest of the stuff I filmed in Korea, and I went to a bunch of other places before I came here. So I'll be posting those videos, and then I'll get to like the good stuff in the Philippines, the good footage that I took in the Philippines. All right, so yeah, just wanted to get that out, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.